Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
I'm Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This is our Bachelor Nation roundup entering episode 3 of The Bachelor on Monday night. We've got a few different topics we're going to go over here, including, could Hannah Brown actually be the Bachelorette again? And then also, my favorite story, quite possibly top 5 favorite stupid Bachelor story of all time, the Madison Pruitt Instagram controversy. Did she comment to her own tweet complimenting herself as genuine and real? We have a breakdown and investigation within. And also...
Thank you, Social Blade.
Yes, thank you, Social Blade and Internet Research. And finally... I love that this job we can do this sort of nonsense, but also we're going to talk a little bit about episode 3 and give some predictions at the end of this video. Before we dive into it though, if you like this discussion, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. Alright, let's start with Hannah B, because I think this is where most people will have their opinions.
Yes, recently Chris Harrison said something along the lines of, anything's possible.
Yeah, he was asked by Us Weekly about this, and he did not rule it out, but, I mean, there's a couple different takeaways from this. Chris Harrison saying they would not basically rule out Hannah B coming back as the Bachelorette. That does not mean that it's happening. Also,
no.
Chris Harrison may act as though, not so much in his behavior, but just his position, as though he is God of the Bachelor franchise. He is not. Chris Harrison does not get to, snap his... He's not Thanos, and he cannot change the world by just, snapping. Yeah,
Hannah!
I have to have you do it because I cannot snap. But,
No.
This is a product of Mike Fleiss, the producers, the network, the studio. All of these people have a say. But, I mean, do I think that Hannah may be entertained? Sure.
Sure, but I also think at this point, our dog is going to be entertained, because she is also a cutie boo-doody.
Yeah, she is also very genuine and real, just like Madison on Instagram.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, I'm entertained, and Matt is entertained. I just feel like, basically what Chris is trying to say is that the door is open.
Yeah.
And that, could she come back? Sure, maybe. But I don't think she's the top of their list of, okay, we had her in The Bachelor, then we had her in The Bachelorette, and then now she's showing up again now, and then we're going to have her again. It's a lot. Yeah. And I know that everybody really likes Hannah B. I really like Hannah B. You like Hannah B. Yeah. Coco Chanel loves Hannah B. We all love her. But it's time, at least for me, I want to see some new people in there, and we haven't got too deep into this season yet, but there's a couple of contenders that if they don't end up with Peter, that I would be really interested in seeing, like Tammy.
This is Chris Harrison just stirring that pot alongside all of the media. The truth is that a lot of us, we have very short attention spans when it comes to The Bachelor and reality TV, where we get fixated on something, but then something else happens and we're just like squirrel, and then we just move our heads in the other direction. That's probably going to happen here. I mean, it's easy to talk about Hannah Brown coming back now because it's early in the season. We don't know a lot of other people. But I know that there is a decisive group of Hannah haters out there. I heard plenty from them in the Bachelorette season, especially when I was talking bad about Luke P.
Well, there's also the possibility that she ends up with Peter at the end of this season. That is a rumor that is going around, and with this season actually not being spoiled by anybody this time, that is something that could be entertained. That could actually happen. I'm not sure that it happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but anything's kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah, I just think there's going to be someone who doesn't get the final rose at the end of all of this, and people are going to be upset, and lo and behold,
Tammy's the Bachelorette.
If Tammy's the Bachelorette, it will be quite possibly the greatest season of the Bachelorette ever, because she can just if people make her mad, she can just wrestle them.
She's so entertaining. I would love that.
Yeah. Tammy well, I mean, I don't know. Tammy could end up being a villain or something 3 episodes later, and I will regret every word I'm saying now. But
I don't believe it.
No, I like Tammy. I think she would make a fun Bachelorette, but yeah, we're still kind of in that sort of too early to tell territory, and there's Coco Chanel making her case. But we have to talk here about Madison and I love everything about this story. Madison, ironically, could be a contender for the Bachelorette, depending on how a lot of this goes.
So far, I really like Madison.
Yeah.
I would love her to be Bachelorette. I would watch her all day.
Yeah, she feels like exactly like what producers would want, somebody who has, those sort of southern root connections. I mean, that helped Hannah B considerably.
Yep.
She's got an interesting backstory. She's like a basketball player. It's unique. But she's also, according to her Instagram, genuine and real. I will be making this joke a lot, so I got to set up what happened here. So, all the way back last week, this all began on January 7th. Mm-hmm. She posted one of these photos that people often do who are on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, a picture with themselves in the lead, talking about basically how this could be the beginning of a journey or romance or something else. It's all dormant for a day or two. Mm-hmm. And then you have a comment on Madison's Instagram from Madison, from herself.
Complimenting herself.
And saying, Maddie, you're so genuine and real. And unless she had like some weird out-of-body experience where she's referring to herself in the third person, which does happen sometimes to people who get an elevated sense of self, that's probably not what happened here. So...
No.
What the scuttlebutt is among Bachelor Nation, all of you sleuths out there, is that maybe Madison created her own fan account to cheer herself on and then complimented herself on her own Instagram and forgot to change handles.
Yeah, that's the rumor about it.
Yeah.
But after looking into things a little bit, we just don't think that that's the case. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, especially with the amount of followers that she has and the amount of engagement that she already had. She doesn't need to have one fan account that's going to comment on her stuff. She has enough engagement for that.
Let me say this, though. A part of me really wants her to have done this because it is so much funnier if she did.
Well, here's the thing about social media and these types of things. They've happened. There are people that have done this type of stuff. There are celebrities, political figures, whoever that have created accounts and have commented on their own stuff. It's not abnormal.
No.
But getting caught, it kind of is.
Getting caught it is, and in this particular situation, it's funny. And a lot of that reason why is just like Jess just alluded to, she doesn't need a fan account. Like, she doesn't need anything like this. Now, I know that one of her friends sort of came out and copped to it and was just sort of like, oh, I'm sorry, forgive me. I was managing her account when she was away filming and I forgot to change a thing. So her account wasn't on wherever she uses Instagram. And
that's possible. It's possible. I mean, if you're doing other stuff, you're busy, you have a lot of followers, you want to continue to have engagement because that's the devil of social media.
Yeah.
You can't leave it alone. You have to be posting and commenting and getting stuff out there every single day or accounts die.
But let's say this, though. Let's presume Madison makes it to the end of the season. If that even happens, she would be done filming before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That means that her friend would have presumably stopped posting as her by Thanksgiving. She's just going to leave that account as an option for a month and a half.
Or maybe she doesn't want to admit yet that her friend is now going to be managing her social accounts. And that's a thing that does happen. I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I'm just saying maybe that's a thing. Sometimes when she's got 300,000 followers. That is a lot. There is a lot to manage with that stuff. And it's possible Madison is doing other things and she can't handle that. I mean, we have a much smaller social media base and we are putting a lot of work into what we have. I can't imagine what she's going to be putting in. So having a friend manage it after you're even home, I can see that happening. But nobody wants to talk to a social media account that's being managed by somebody else. They think that they're talking to Madison, or they're talking to you, or they're talking to me, or they're talking to whoever, right?
What if Madison's
nobody
friend
ever really comes out with that. And I'm not saying that that's what she's doing, but it's not That's also not abnormal.
What if Madison's friend is named Radisson and it's Madison in a blonde wig? Or like something like that.
You just want
I want this
true,
so bad because it is
I just
funny.
Don't think
it's
true.
The thing is though, we did a deep dive here into Madison's Instagram statistics.
That's right. We did our own sleuthing.
Okay, so
here's Gumshoe Matt.
Here's the interesting situation about this. Madison has over 300,000 followers on Instagram right now. She gained like 70,000 or some extreme number like within a day of the premiere airing. And that makes sense. She has a big one-on-one date.
Absolutely.
All of that sort of stuff happens. She's going to gain a lot of followers.
Yeah.
And it was about 2 days after she posted her first post that the genuine and real comment comes up. After that, within 2 days, she gains about 36,000. So she's gaining like 18,000 a day. Maybe she benefits a little bit ironically from this. I don't see people being like, okay, you have your own fan account, I'm going to unfollow you. I don't think they're going to do that like 2 episodes in.
No, this isn't such a scandal that people would feel that she's not genuine and real by having their own fan account. Yeah,
I mean, I do think this has strongly boosted her engagement though, because before the genuine and real controversy, her last photo had like 36,000 likes. And then the one where the controversy erupted, you've got like 96,000 likes. And then also 3,600 comments. She's posted another photo since then. It only has like 1,400 comments. So people are having fun with this. So if Madison, regardless of if you did this or not, own it and have fun with it. Like, make t-shirts that say genuine and real on them. Like, sell them. Like, own your faux pas. Ultimately,
if it happened, that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's fun to own it if she did it, but
own it anyway. Just lie about it and act like you did it.
That's not genuine and real at all.
That's the funniest part of this.
It's just so silly, and I don't know, man. I just don't think she did it. I think my speculation is that she has a friend that's running that account, and that friend has Madison's account and their own account, and maybe wanted to comment on their friend's account kind of thing, like we do all the time, that we'll go on Instagram and be like, oh, so-and-so did this or that or whatever, and I want to support my friend, and they just didn't realize they were still in Madison's account.
It's a lot funnier if she did it. And so I will maintain that. And regardless, I think you're probably right. But ultimately, it is what it is. But that's the interesting thing to note here is that she's got like 350,000 followers now. I'm going to do like a follower tracking of Madison the rest of this season because I think Hannah Brown is over 2 million at this point. I think Hannah G from last season, she's got over 1 million. Cassie's got over 1 million. Yeah. I think Tayshia's got like 800,000. Like, you can get so many followers just by being on The Bachelor. You don't need a fan account.
No.
You will have plenty of stans who will go out there and fight your battles for you anyway.
Absolutely. And obviously she knew at the time of this that she had one of the, first big episodes and moments, and she is really likable. So I just don't think she did. I don't think she felt she had to worry about something like this. People were going to like her. There's nothing not to like.
She's genuine and real.
Okay,
right. So we're going to move forward now. Let's give a few predictions for episode 3 here. We'll do these kind of quickly because we covered some of this ground already. All right, so we know the continuation of Champagne Gate. We have Kelsey versus Hannah Ann.
Yep.
Do you think one of them is going to be eliminated at the next rose ceremony?
Nope.
I say yep. I am going to say Kelsey gets the old heave-ho because it's clear Peter is into Hannah Ann and he can only keep one of them in the end.
He can, but we're only going into episode 3.
Yeah.
I think that Hannah Ann is going to make it deep into this whole competition.
Yeah.
But I do think that Kelsey's going to get cut. I just think she's going to get cut at maybe 4 or 5.
I think Kelsey's flying too close to the sun, and I think it is going to get worse.
But this is where I think Bachelor producers are going to come in and twirl their mustaches and be like, listen, if you keep her around a little bit longer, maybe just think about it for us, we'll do whatever to make your life more interesting or comfortable.
Yeah. All right, so one-on-one date in this episode. It seems as though it's going to Victoria P. Mm-hmm. After this episode, will Victoria P be known more for this date or for getting sick and throwing up earlier this season.
Oh, that's going to be it forever.
Okay, see, probably so. I think this date will probably not be that exciting because most one-on-one dates are kind of boring, which is why they're not doing a lot of them.
There, but I'm really happy after everything that she did put herself through, which I get is great TV, and I'm sure there was a bit of pressure on herself. Like, you put it on yourself to be like, oh man, I can't be the party pooper. I'm going to come on this date, and I'm not going to do it. Even though I know I have motion sickness, I still don't get why she wasn't just like, yo, this is my problem. I have motion sickness. He was never going to make her get into that thing.
Peer pressure.
I think she pressured herself.
Yeah.
I feel like she didn't want to be that person that stood out as the, I'm not going to do it. I've got motion sickness. And then have other people be like, oh, motion sickness, which is a real thing. Yeah. Clearly, she threw up. But I'm really glad that she's getting a chance to have some one-on-one time. And for us to get to know her a little bit better than just motion sickness and throwing up after a challenge.
Yeah. All right. Finally, Demi is going to be back to host the Extreme Pillow Fight that is coming up. And I think it's called in the press release Extreme Pillow Fight Club. I'm pretty sure Beauty and the Geek, we actually threw the words Pillow Fight Club around. So I feel like they're infringing on some like intellectual property here. But all right. What are the chances that we see Demi on at least one more Bachelor Nation show this year?
Absolutely. 100%.
I think it's pretty I'm going to say 85%.
Oh, I don't know,
I think that there's a small chance that she might just decide she's done. I know, unfortunately, Aaron Christian didn't work out. It seems as though she could be potentially coming back for more later. We have Paradise.
I just feel like Bachelor, when the franchise knows that they have found a little bit of magic in a bottle, like with Hannah B, who's been back for like a year straight on the show, they're going to keep bringing them back as long as they will continue to come back. They love the contestants that people are really invested in. So, yeah, I think as much as Demi wants to come back, they'll just be like, here, the door is open. What do you want to do? Oh, you want to do Pillow Fight Club? Come on in.
That's the sound of the Brinks truck that's going to be backing up to Demi's house to pay her to try to get her back on Bachelor in Paradise. All right, we'll wrap up this video, but let us know your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments, and if you did like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the CARTERMATT store, and we'll see you here next time.